All right, so we are live, and this is my first StreamYards, and just test it out, see how it goes. Me check up on my channel, and yeah, it shows that I'm live on my channel, and yeah, on my actual stream. All right, so and I am gaming. I was gaming somewhat, kind of, but yeah. So I'm kind of gaming as well while I'm doing this broadcast. Let's see. Stuff to talk about. I'm about to be moving into a new apartment here pretty soon, which that's gonna be really cool. I've been waiting to move for a while now. I finally got on my feet. Finally able to say that I'm in a honest position right now where I can, I'm financially able to move, and so I can't wait for that. Um, Gonna get that going real soon. Um, because where I live at right now, I live in like Southern California. I live like north of Los Angeles, about 65 miles north. But I'm moving to another city that's a little bit east of where I am, and I'm excited about that because it's a nice apartment complex. A nice apartment complex, you know what I mean? Got got laundry included in the apartment itself and that kind of thing. So it's gonna be all right, man. I got plenty of open space, and so it's on a big street, so I got plenty of open space to park my truck and that kind of thing. Should I want to and whatnot, So you know, once I get that up off the ground, and I'll be moving in there by next month. Okay, so financially set, you know, just got to get over there and do it. Now, as far as like what's going on with YouTube, here's my thing. You know, um, YouTube, I'm seeing a lot of one thing I noticed is I'm seeing a lot of redundancy. I'm seeing a lot of black men on YouTube kind of saying the same things over and over again that have been said for years. And I'm just not for that, man. I'm just not for that. The gender war stuff. I've been around since 2000. I've been on YouTube since about 2006. Okay, that's how long I've been around. I've been around a while. Okay, I've been around the block. Okay, I've seen this gender war thing when it first started. Okay, I've seen it go on and on for years. I've seen all the videos. I've seen all the beefs. Okay, I've seen all the back and forth. I've seen all the arguing and the intrigue and the doxing and all that crazy shit. Okay, and one thing that I noticed, especially in now in 2020, is that a lot of brothers are saying the same shit that was said way back in 2006 or 2007. Okay, this concept that the black woman is not submissive, and she's not this and she's not that. She, you know what I mean? Is this concept over and over again? You know that I've seen over and over again, and it has not changed. These dudes are still saying the same stuff that they were saying, at this point, 12 years ago. Okay, so let me see, 26, you know, at this point. And the narrative is the same. The complaints are the same. Okay. And there was a guy on here named Sergeant Willie Pete years ago. That's what he did. He's still on YouTube, even though he's not as prominent. He still has a lot of people to follow him. He goes by a different name now. His channel is called, what is it called? African Diaspora or something like that. But that brother, he was on for years talking about the black women and how they're not feminine and the white girl. Because at that time, back in 2008, everybody was talking about white girls. They was comparing black women to white girls. White girls are so submissive, and the white girl does this, and the white girl does that, and black women don't do that. And all. It was this whole thing about white girls and shit. And then I remember in 2011 there was like a big swirl movement. Okay, the crystal and swirl move wasn't always at the front of the swirl movement. Okay, at one time it was how should I say it? At one time it was okay. At one time it was just these other young sisters who were doing it. But what ended up happening is a lot of them like left YouTube or they got exposed, or a lot of shit ended up happening with them, and a lot of them ended up leaving YouTube. No. But what I do know is that there was this one black chick who was in the military. She was in the Air Force. I remember she was dating this white dude in the Air Force. And then some other black chick ended up like maneuvering and like one upping her. And the other black chick stole the white dude from her. So she ended up just being by herself. Her name was, shit, I forgot her. Her name was Ruth Lynn. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. Her name was Ruth Lynn. Okay, and he went back from 2006, 2007. You remember who Ruth Lynn was? Okay, she not even. These people are not even on YouTube anymore. Okay, just to show you how ancient this shit was, But the chick Ruth Lynn, she went on this whole, I guess you could say, thing about and she wasn't self-righteous with it either. She just was just legitimately into white dudes and whatever. you know and that was her thing. She wasn't really, she didn't even really attack black men. She actually could be considered like a legitimate like swirl, or like a legitimate like interracial dater, not a swirler, because a swirler is someone who attacks their own race, but she just was out there doing her thing, and that just happened to be what she was into. You know, um, being said. But anyways, back to the brothers. Yeah, I see a lot of the brothers doing the same stuff over and over again. I see a lot of brothers making videos talking about the same shit, the submissiveness, instead of advancing their conversation, you know, and moving forward with the conversation, talking about what black folks can be doing on a pan-African level, and that kind of thing. And because I just saw a video with Holipsism, and him and his crew, they got back from Rwanda not too long ago, and that's huge. That's crazy, and that's my plan, is to go to Africa as well at some point. I do plan on going and it's something that I can't wait to do. It's a lifelong, to travel like that is a lifelong dream and a lifelong goal for me, and especially to go to Africa, back to the motherland, where we as Black people descended from. That would be huge. And I want to go buy property and stuff over there and see if I can set up a business over there. That's my goal, you know, and whatnot. But it looks, and wow, this game I'm playing is crashing. Wow, I keep on trying to play these games with these people, but the shit keep crashing. I don't know if it's on their end or if it's on my end or what the deal is. All right, but you know what I mean. But like I said, the brothers they seem very redundant. Okay, they seem like it's the same stuff, over and over and over again. And I would like to see the conversation move forward, you know. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the link in the chat should anybody want to join and want to have a conversation. But like I said, I want to see the conversation move forward. I would like to see us become more Pan-African. I would like to see us become more business-minded. You got brothers on here like Ramil Amir, who's a good dude. I like Ramil Amir. Okay, I think that Ramil Amir is a good guy. He's getting Black men to think a little bit differently. I think about things in an economic, financial, business realm, which is where we're going to have to go. Just constantly complaining about what the women do. The women will fall in line once a lot more men start thinking strategically and having more of a business mind. The women will either fall in line or you can disqualify them and then just find other women in the diaspora, other Black women in the diaspora who are willing to follow your leadership. And then you just use your resources to overthrow the unfavorable women. Okay. So I'm playing this game and I just had a crash. And I'm gonna play another round. And the dude who I don't know if he crashed or I crashed but the shit I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm gonna try again, see what's gonna happen. And whatnot. But with that being said, I want to see the brothers get the community to move forward. That's what I want to see. I'm just done with the infighting, and I'm gonna talk about what happened on Search for Uru's channel. For those of you who don't know, there was this big beef between O'Shea Duke Jackson and this one sister. Her name is ES, who's gone to the continent and she's done a lot of things. And supposedly the sister was mad. She said O'Shea made a video calling her out of her name and all this and that. And O'Shea, defended himself, and he was saying that he was saying that the sister was in the wrong and that kind of thing. And he was saying that they were trying to say that O'Shea wasn't favorable to Black women, but O'Shea was defending himself, and he was saying that he's said nice things about Black women for years, and it was a misrepresentation of him. But my thing is this: as far as O'Shea, I don't think that we as Black men should succumb to those types of public attacks like that. We need to learn tact. Okay, Black men, Black people in general, you have to learn tact. You can't just blurt out what you feel on the inside all the time. That's not good because that actually just opens up the community. That opens up us to be attacked by other communities. Okay, because you see, when other communities see us mistreat each other, it makes them feel comfortable, you know, to come in and mistreat us. So it's like, look, they treat each other like that, so why shouldn't we? You know what I mean? So we have to avoid that. You know, we have to really get on code when it comes to that type of thing. We can't allow, you know, that type of behavior to occur publicly. You know, because it just weakens our community. You know what I mean, or whatnot. And but I like Dynasty Demir. I'm not a big fan of O'Shea. I I used to watch him. I can't watch him anymore. I think what happened is I outgrew him. I outgrew that type of content. You know, a lot of his content, he tries to act like he's semi-serious about stuff because he goes to Africa and you know, he travels and stuff and he tries to act like he's semi-serious. But the reality is most of his content is entertainment based. And the last straw for me, this was, I don't know if this was like late last year, but it was some debate they were having on his channel. This was when Google Hangouts was, so it was probably in the summertime. This was when Google Hangouts was still in use. Because I remember that the layout they were using was a Google Hangouts layout. And I had tuned in, and it was some older lady was on there running her mouth and being loud, and O'Shea was, the whole room was just in chaos, and O'Shea was cool with it. He was just sitting back and letting it happen. I was like, you know, it rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, is this dude, is he serious, or is he just here to entertain and exploit the culture? You know, so I stopped fucking with him. I don't want to fuck with somebody like that just has a, you know, if he thinks that the only thing, you know, the only worthwhile thing to interact with the black community is to be on some entertainment goofy shit, some cool shit, you know, I'm not interested. You know, and yes, I did say it. I see O'Shea Jackson as a coon, point blank. Period. That's just how I view him. I don't view him as someone positive for the community. You know, I view him as just a dude who's out here to exploit the community, and who's out here to get what he can get out of it. And that's just how I see him. I see him as a coon. You know, I don't see him as a positive guy, as someone who, you know, the community should be, you know, who should be respected in the community. I just don't see that. Now people say, well, he's investing in Africa and he's doing this and he's doing that and he's doing all this stuff. Well, you know what? That's all well and good. Okay. But at the end of the day, you're going to be judged by how you carry yourself. Okay. And if you carry yourself a certain kind of way, don't matter what the fuck you doing. If you carry yourself a certain kind of way, people gonna treat you according to how you carry yourself. And he does not carry himself in a serious manner, period, at all. You know, and it got to a point like I don't want to, you know, and then he just has this whole clownish demeanor to him. He's just not serious. There's nothing about him that, you know, and I think he kind of knew he was in the wrong because when the sister was talking to him, he, you know, his voice got low and he's like, okay, you know what I mean? He knew he was in the wrong, but he, you know, he continued to do this shit, and I just, you know, it's no longer appealing to me. You know what I mean? And you know, I got out of that mode of you know, supporting people like that a while ago, man. I just I no longer support niggas like that. You know, I can't do it. It's not conducive for me to support somebody who is a clown and who just only wants to act like a clown, who doesn't want to be serious about anything, who doesn't, and that whole type of thing. And so I'm just not into. I'm not into that. Just not into that type of thing. You know. And whatnot. But with that being said, other things going on around Black YouTube. Like I said, I no longer watch the clown people. I no longer watch the trolls and the people who are just here for entertainment. I no longer have a use for those types of people. And and I have found that the older I get, because I'm in my late 20s now, the older I get, the less desire that I even have, for to even watch that type of content. It's just it doesn't even appeal to me anymore, man, bro. You know what I mean? It doesn't even appeal to the idea of even watching it, you know, is no longer something that I want to do. So I stay away from that type of content. I plan on going forward with other type of content. Um, I no longer want to be in this sector of Black YouTube. Going towards the future, I want to be as I have a lot of creative stuff I want to do. I want to be an author. I want to write. I want to possibly even make my own short films or movies at some point. You know what I mean? That has been a dream of mine for a while. Sitting here talking about, in this sector of YouTube, that is not, that's not my goal. That's not what I want to do for the rest of my life. There's other things that I want to do. You know what I mean? That being said, so just putting it out there. Um, that'll be my video for today. Let me know what y'all think. Leave, comment, subscribe. Peace.